Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this special call with Bob Proctor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's evening here for Bob and I, but these calls represent more countries than we can count. So we just want to give you a quick warm welcome. This is Becca Hansen, and it's my pleasure to be hosting the call for you today. If you're on the line, then you have a big idea, or you really crave to do or be or have something more. And that's exactly what Bob is going to talk to us about today. So I know we're all on the edge of our seats waiting for Bob's incredible presentation, so I won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started with Bob. Bob, are you here with me?
Bob is here. How are you?
Bob, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Wonderful.
Here we are front and center on camera.
All right, well, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. What I'm going to share with you here in the next, I don't know, however many minutes, 15, 20, 25 minutes, is it's an idea that has changed the lives of people from all over the world. I came up with this idea on a plane. I had been doing seminars for over 40 years all over the world. We worked with crowds anywhere from, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 people from time to time up to 20,000. And we're in 100 different countries. And we're generally in to do the seminar and then we're out. We're only there for a very short period of time. And I've watched lives change, but I was on a plane one day and I got thinking, I wonder what would happen if we had enough time and a smaller group of people. What could actually happen? And that was where Matrixx was born. And it's a phenomenal idea. It really is a great idea, and it definitely does change lives. And it changes them in marvelous ways as you look at it. So what I'm going to do is take you through this and give you an idea of exactly what it is Matrixx is all about, because it has literally changed the lives of many people. And it will change yours if I can get these slides to move. They just don't want to seem to go anywhere. I'm not quite sure what's the matter with them. At any rate, I wonder if it's the camera stopping it. I'm going to turn the camera off for a moment, and then I'll try it. Okay, we'll turn the camera back on and see if it'll work. Now, we point out that Matrixx is a resourceful environment where people from around the world collaborate, they mastermind, and explore opportunities while developing financial. Yes?
I'm so sorry. We can see your video feed perfectly, but now we can't see your slides.
How's that?
Perfect.
We're back at it again. We'll back it up. But we do have them moving. So we point out that it's a resourceful environment where people from around the world collaborate, they mastermind, and explore opportunities while developing financial independence by establishing multiple sources of income. People come here with an idea, and there's a team of people that we work with. And there's a team of people in the seminar that are in the Matrixx that come from various parts of the world. And we've seen joint ventures come where people come together and they brainstorm their idea. But the ideas are all directed towards one thing in my mind. We want to see a person turn their annual income into a monthly income. You see, when that happens, a person's whole life changes. We have just an absolutely phenomenal team of people. We've got a great president, chief executive officer in Sandy Gallagher. She is a financial whiz. I mean, her brain works with money a little different than anybody I've ever met. And she joined our company a number of years ago and took over as president, chief executive officer. And she has really caused the company to expand. But she not only caused the company to expand, she brought an expertise and an experience to the company that has helped so many of our clients. And their lives change. So, but this is the focus of the Matrixx, to help people turn their annual income to a monthly income. Now, just in case you have to jump off for whatever reason, I want you to write this website down. proctorgallagherinstitute.com/ideas. Write that down, and if you have to jump off early, you can go there and get information on the Matrixx. We'd like you to go there anyway, but it's proctorgallagherinstitute.com/ideas. Now, let's get into this. There's two things that we must know. I've shared this in every seminar that I've ever done. If we're going to create wealth, we have to know where we are and we have to know where we're going. We've got to have that star that we're shooting at. And it's so obvious and so simple. Why are there so many people stuck? You know, the obvious answer is that the people don't have a goal, but I don't think that's right. They may not be too articulate with their goals. They may not have them written down the way I might write them down, or I don't know, the way maybe Napoleon Hill or Andrew Carnegie would suggest it. But I think they do have a goal. They've got a target, and they're saying, this is what I want. It may be a wish, but it is a target. I believe the real problem's right down here. That's right. It's locked up in paradigms. You see, we seem to have these paradigms, and we get stuck. We literally get stuck. And there's so many people that are stuck in life. Take a look. I mean, just look around you. Ask yourself, where is your income? I always measure people's progress by the amount of money they earn, because we live in a capitalistic society. You can measure a person's effectiveness by their income. Now, you may say, well, there's other ways, and there truly is, but there's no way that money where you can measure it right to the penny. You might ask yourself, what were you earning a year ago? What were you earning 5 years ago? Is there a big change taking place? What do you want to earn 5 years from now? You see, I believe that the more you learn about the paradigm and the more you get into the concept of Matrixx, the more your life is going to change. Now, the question coming to everybody's mind is, can I change my paradigm? Well, the answer is an emphatic yes. Yes, you can change your paradigm. Now, the beautiful truth is, when you change your paradigm, you become connected to an entirely different world. The world that I'm connected to now is so different than the world I was connected to when I first started to study this material. If you've ever heard Sandy Gallagher talk, here's a woman that was an extremely competent banking attorney. For over 20 years, she did $100 billion in business. I remember when she told me that, I said, you mean 100 million? She said, no, 100 billion. Now, she's used to banking in big numbers. She buys banks, sells banks, and merges banks, turns them public. So she's dealing in big numbers. Well, but she said when she got into this, her paradigm changed, her whole world changed. It really did. Matrixx focuses on changing paradigms. And when you change your paradigm, there's something that comes your way. And it's absolutely incredible. You have hope. Do you know, when a person has no hope, and there's a lot of people right now that do not have hope, they are stuck. They're watching the economy go down the tubes, and they're going with it, and they don't know what to do about it. Well, we know what to do about it. And with hope, you're going to find that you've got options. That's right. And options really shake things up. Your world will change. It will change so dramatically when you really take a look at this. You see, a number of years ago, I sat down with a man, and he talked to me about big money. He said, Bob, most people have no concept of money. And he quoted Napoleon Hill. And Hill said, you know, when riches begin to come, they come so quickly and in such great abundance that one wonders where it's been hiding through all those lean years. Now, I remember when he said that, I thought, well, that's kind of nice, you know, that you'd have to be awful lucky to have that happen. But the truth is that luck has got nothing to do with it. His has nothing to do with it. Then he put an R on a sheet of paper, and he put 3 letters down beside it, 2 H's and a W. And he said, Bob, let that represent happiness, health, and wealth. And he said, you know, you're obviously not a healthy guy. He said, you're not a happy guy. And he said, you're always broke. Now, he was actually being kind. At the time, I was earning $4,000, but I owed $6,000. And he said, I'm going to introduce you to the man who said, when riches begin to come, they're going to come so quickly. And that was Napoleon Hill, and this is Napoleon Hill's book. Now that is the book that I've been reading for 53 years. That's the copy. I have it behind me. I read it every day. I just open it anywhere and read it. Do you know, I'm not going to take all your time with this, but 1 year later, I was earning $175,000 a year. Now, if somebody told me that a year from now you'd be earning $175,000, I would have thought they were out of their mind. But I was on a roll, and things started to happen. I was following direction. I was following the direction that the man was giving me. He said, if you do what I suggest, your whole world will change. Well, it did change, and it changed dramatically. Let me see if I can pull something up here. I want to show you something because it's rather interesting. Hold on here a moment. Yeah. I met a man, it's about 15 years ago now. He came to meet me. He was talking to somebody that knew me, and my name came up. And the man said, his name was Phil. He said, you know Bob Proctor? And the guy said, yeah. He said, you don't really know him. No, he said, I do. He said, could you introduce me? And he said, sure. He said, I'll get him on the phone for you. He was a personal friend of mine. He phoned me. I was in Las Vegas, and he put Phil on the phone. And Phil said, you know, I've been studying your stuff. He said, I'm really fascinated with it. He said, could I sit down and talk to you? And I said, sure. He said, when? And I said, anytime. He said, could I come and see you right now? He said, where are you? I said, I'm in Vegas. He said, I'm in Los Angeles. I'll come and see you. And so he came to Las Vegas, and he met with me, and I asked him, one of the first things I asked him, I said, what do you do? And he said, I make movies. I said, are you good at it? He said, I think I'm pretty good at it. I said, how much did you earn last year? He said, $250,000. I said, that's not very much, is it? He said, no. And I said, how much do you want to earn? He said, I want to earn millions. I said, what else do you want? He said, I want to win an Academy Award. There's a picture of him there receiving his Academy Award. That's him standing with his Academy Award. It's Phil Goldfine. Phil Goldfine earns millions of dollars. You know something? He's won his Oscar. He said, you could teach me to do that. And I said, yeah, I could. He stood up in front of 500 people in Los Angeles just recently and told them that if I suggest he do something, then he does it. And I told him, I said, if you'll do exactly what I tell you till you find out I'm lying or that I don't know what I'm talking about, your whole life will change, Phil. You'll get the millions and you'll get the Oscar because everything happens by law. Well, you see, I was following direction like that when I started. And 1 year I was earning $175,000, and then it took it over $1 million. I mean, this was blowing my mind. I couldn't really understand what was happening. And so I wanted to find out. And I started to study. I wanted to find out what actually happened to me. Now, this was one thing that was pointed out to me very early in the game, this particular paragraph right here. Now, I'm going to highlight it for you, where Napoleon Hill said, there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. He said, no one's ready for a thing until they believe that they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. Now, he said, open-mindedness is essential to belief. Closed minds will not inspire faith, courage, or belief. Where do we get our beliefs? See, most people hope and wish for something. They don't really believe it can happen. Do you know that we inherit most of our beliefs? We didn't originate them ourselves at all. Start questioning some of your most cherished beliefs, and you're going to find they'll change. And when you change your belief, that's when you're ready. And look at this. Hill went on to say, remember, no more effort is required in order to aim high in life to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. Well, you see, over the last 50 years, I have really come to understand that. I was sitting with a mentor of mine. I've had 7 mentors, absolutely phenomenal individuals. And one of them said, you see, I had studied this, and I was trying to figure out why did I change? What happened? Because I had no formal education. I had no business experience. I didn't even have a good work record. He said, our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. And frequently, if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change. Well, you see, I started to reevaluate who I was. In Matrixx, I guarantee after the first day, you're going to have reevaluated who you are. You're going to be looking at yourself in a totally different way. And your life will change. There's Buckminster Fuller, the great philosopher designer. He said, you never change things by fighting existing reality. That's probably what you're doing. If you're struggling and you're stuck and you're trying to make things change, you're probably fighting existing reality. He said, it doesn't work. He said, you've got to build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. Think. You got to build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Well, you see, that's what Matrixx does. It builds a model. It builds a model that you can live by. But it not only builds the model, it gives you the support that you require. You know, your spiritual DNA is perfect. You might be wondering, and can I do what he's doing? You can do what anyone's doing. That's why when Phil said, an Oscar's a big prize, I said, yeah, well, you're a big guy. You're God's highest form of creation. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. There's perfection within you. You see, Spirit is all-knowing. It's all-powerful, and it's ever-present. You know where that is? That's within you and me. That's the real you. Are you truly what you pretend to be? Now think. If you wake up and take a real close look at yourself, your whole world is going to change. It will change like night and day. You see, you're a spiritual being living in a physical body. Most people think they're a physical being and they're having a spiritual experience. That's not the way it is at all. You're a spiritual being, and you're living in a physical body. And you've been gifted with an intellect, something that no other form of life has. I wonder why school never taught us how to use our higher faculties. I'll show you how to use your higher faculties. Sandra Gallagher and our entire team is going to spend the time with you. And you know something? When you learn to use your intellectual factors, that's when your emotions change. That's when you move into a new vibration. Do you know, in The Secret, we talked about the law of attraction, but we never got into it deep enough. Now, I believe that Rhonda Byrne accomplished what she wanted to in The Secret. She woke up the world. 500 million people have been impacted by it. But we don't get what we want. We get what we desire. That's the want turned into the heart. That's the want as you give it over to the emotional mind. And as you do that, you change your vibration. Now, you and I operate on frequencies. Vibration is a natural law of the universe. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. Do you know the good you want is already here, but you've got to get in harmony with it. When you move onto that frequency, you'll attract it, just like the music that's in the room right now. You don't hear it, but it's here. Take a radio and tune in on the frequency. You'll get the music. You can get rock music or classical music. It's all in the room with you. Well, the good we desire is with us. We've got to get on the frequency. We're going to show you how to do that. It'll blow your mind. You see, you are a spiritual being. You have an intellect, and you live in a physical body. Now, what we have to do, we have to activate this intellect. We've got to get it to move into high gear, and then we tap into this high-octane energy, this spiritual energy. We're in spirit, it's omnipresent. Where are thoughts? Thoughts are omnipresent. And as you bring them together, you build ideas. And as you hold the idea in your mind, the idea moves into physical form. That's what Matrixx is all about. We're going to show you how to really make it happen. I want to suggest you make up your mind right now at this point, before I even go any further, that you are coming to Matrixx. Now, you'll find people say, well, I can't afford it. And they say that before they even know what it costs. And when they find out what it costs, they say, I can't afford it. I can't spend that money on that. You're going to spend the money anyway. You're going to spend the time anyway. You afford whatever you want. If you want it bad enough, you'll always find what you need. We're going to spend 6 days together. 6 days. We're going to be brainstorming ideas. And if you come with an idea, we're going to show you how to take that idea to market. If you haven't got an idea to bring to the Matrixx, we will help you build one. The environment that you're in will blow your mind. It will literally blow your mind. 6 days. Now think of that for a moment. 6 days. And think of this for a moment. You may wonder how you're going to make it happen. Listen, Napoleon Hill wrote about specialized knowledge. And he said, if you're going to have a lot of money, you've got to have specialized knowledge before you'll ever change or transmute your desire into its monetary equivalent. And when I first heard that or read it, I thought, I don't have any specialized knowledge. I really didn't know too much about anything. And the man that gave it to me, he said, look down here at this place. He said, there's your answer. He said, you see, you don't necessarily need it. He said, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power. And power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. But, he said, the knowledge does not have to necessarily be in the person that's going to accumulate the fortune. Isn't that neat? Well, where's it going to come from? It's going to come from the Matrixx experts. Oh yeah, it's not just us. We bring our team of experts there for you. You see, our company operates all over the world. We have experts that we go to. And whenever we want something done, we know where to go. We bring them in from all over the place. And these experts at one point of the Matrixx will get up and they will make a short presentation and they'll tell you how they work for us. We may have copywriters, graphics people, all kinds of people. They show you how they work for us, and you listen to them. And then you can make an appointment if you want to sit down with them and discuss what you're doing. You see, no one ever did anything of any consequence on their own. How do you think I got this company to the point that a person like Sandy Gallagher would even be remotely interested in closing a law practice and joining us? I did it because I always was attracting other people. And you see, when you attract people to you, you always attract the people you need for the manifestation of the idea that you're holding. It's a beautiful concept. It really is. Now, what's your big idea? What is your big idea? Have you got it? Have you got it started? See, that's what it's all about. That's what Matrixx is all about. And if you haven't got one, we'll get one for you. You will develop one, because I'm going to tell you, Matrixx, the word comes from birthplace. We give birth to big ideas. The energy in Matrixx is phenomenal. You're going to be there, and you're going to be there for an entire week. It'll blow your mind. How would your life change? How do you think your life would change from just one big idea? It could change so dramatically, it would shock you. Think of how my life changed. I was 26. I was struggling. I was earning $4,000 and I owed $6,000. And a year later, bang, like that, I was earning $175,000. That was in 1961. And then I took it over $1 million. And I had to figure out what I did. And that is what we teach. You don't have to spend the years at it that I've spent. And I would never have made the headway that I've made in the time that I've done it without the help of phenomenal mentors. I've had 7. They've all passed on to the next phase of their eternal journey. But they were great teachers. And I committed every time I learned something great from them that I would not rest in this life until I shared it with other people. This is what I spend all my time at. I share it with people all over the world. I'm only really interested in one thing, becoming more effective at helping people like you win. But there's one thing I cannot do for you. Just one. I cannot make a decision for you. Now, I make decisions very fast, and I change them very slow if and when I change them at all. And that's because that's what Napoleon Hill taught. He said all the successful people make decisions very fast, and they change them very slow if and when they change them at all. Talk to anybody in our company. They'll say that guy makes decisions at warp speed. I get a lot of things done in a short period of time. I'm one of the most effective people that you'll know. But it didn't happen by accident. It happened by design. I will show you how to become more effective. I don't waste my time. I'm not into small talk. I'm not for the chatter of the masses. I only want to mix with people that are really doing something, making this world a better place. Sandra Gallagher and myself and all of our staff are into the idea of educating every child on the planet. And we support the Unstoppable Foundation, Cynthia Kersey's organization. Our company builds a new school every 5 weeks in Africa. It's our goal to build one every day. We've already made the decision. It's only a period of time until it manifests. Now, we'd like you to join us. Where do you go? That's where you go. ProctorGallagherInstitute.com/ideas. If you want to spend a week with me, an entire week, a week with Sandra Gallagher, a week with our team, our experts, do you think that would change your life? It would change your life so dramatically you'd need a telescope to look back just a few months from now where you started. I love this business. I love this work. I would love you to come to Matrixx. I'm going to tell you something. We have people that not only come, but they come back. They earn millions of dollars. We will have people there that have earned literally millions of dollars from being in Matrixx. And you know something? You'll get an opportunity to do the same thing when you go to that site and leave your name. And then someone will call you and answer any personal question that you've got. You're under no obligation by going there and leaving your name. But we'll call and we'll discuss it on a more personal level. I want to thank you very much for coming on here. I want to thank Rebecca Hansen, who set this all up for me. Phenomenal employee. All of our employees are. We've just got an excellent team of people, and you'll meet them in Matrixx. This is Bob Proctor. Go right now. Don't put it off till morning, and don't ask anybody what you should do. Follow your heart. You'll never be sorry. Thank you.